Nikki here. Thank you so much for clicking to join me in today's video. Today we are bringing this pattern to life using a non-suggestive fabric. So fingers crossed it works out well. Now, I haven't sewn much this year. As a matter of fact, over the course of the last few months, I haven't sewn much of anything. Now, the last thing I did make for myself was my Cowboy Carter inspiration look, and I love it. Of course, with the change of season, I just can't wear it very often because that head-to-toe denim, it is hot and humid here in Carolina, okay? Can't do it. And since I've made that, I've been swamped with commission pieces and alterations for other individuals. So I'm excited to get back into my own groove, okay? I'm excited to make something for myself, and here is what we're gonna kick things off with. I did make a post on my community tab on YouTube to see if you guys were interested in a little behind the scenes, and apparently a lot of you guys picked up this pattern, so we're gonna bring it to life together, okay? Now let's get into the specifics of this pattern. This is a misses and women's dress in two different length variations. It is a sleeveless dress and it has petite lines. So this is very size inclusive because the size range for this pattern is 10 to 28 wide. We love something that is size inclusive, okay? The suggested fabrics for this pattern include cotton blends, linen, tweeds, and wool blends. This is also a lined dress, so you need your lining fabrics. The notions include buttons. For view A, the view that I'll be making, you'll need 10 buttons because it has pockets. And then for view B, you'll need 8 buttons, and then you also have a sew-on snap. I don't know what the snap is for, but we'll figure it out later on down the road. Now, I am not going to be using one of the suggested fabrics. Instead, I'm going to be using a lightweight denim. I have definitely taken a liking to working with denim and definitely want to build that skill set. So if you caught my Cowboy Carter videos, that series, you definitely know that I'm super excited about working with denim and building that skill set, working with fly front zippers, making more jeans. And so here again, okay, we are gonna use some fabric that is in our stash, so we love a stash buster, and it's denim because that's just what it is, okay? I'm fixated on it right now, so ride it out with me while I'm excited about this, okay? I purchased this light wash denim in this checkered pattern from Hobby Lobby. I purchased it almost 2 years ago, I do believe. I have not seen it recently in Hobby Lobby, so I don't think it's still available. But I know so many sewists and sewing creatives have utilized this fabric, so I'm joining the club. Once again, this pattern requires buttons, and so I picked up a dozen buttons from Hobby Lobby. I purchased 3 packs of 4. The pattern suggests 1-inch buttons. I could not find 1-inch buttons at Hobby Lobby. Joann's is decimated, and by the time this video drops, the Joann in my area is closed. And so I went ahead and picked up a 13/16 inch wide button, which is pretty close. And I think it should work out. Now, what I like about this is I definitely wanted to go gold, so I wanted a nice pop against this denim, and this has lions on it, so let's make it a little unique, okay? You don't see that very often, and I feel a little strong and prideful and courageous like a lion. So we're gonna try those, see how those go. I'm really excited. For this pattern, I have cut a size 16, and I've cut a size 16 for a couple of reasons. The first of which is that I need to be nice and fitting across my back. If I feel like I'm gonna poke out of that thing, it ain't gonna work, okay? I need to be comfortable. I'm very theatrical with my hands. I gotta be comfortable. Based on the finished garment measurements, I went ahead with the 16 as well because I want to make sure that those buttons down the front button and they lay flush and nice like they are supposed to. I don't want to look like my button is about to pop off at any minute. I want to be nice and comfortable. Now that 16 is going to be too wide around the hips, and so that's okay. So we will be doing a lot of base stitching to get the size right, get it nice and fitted, because I do want to have a nice hourglass silhouette with this dress. And once that sizing is done, then we're gonna go ahead and start serging everything up because you know I love my serger now. Let me show you how far I've gotten into this project. Let me flip the camera. So far I've cut all the pattern pieces as well as all the fabric pieces for this make. And I got started with the shell. So if you caught a little behind the scenes on my Instagram page, I have made the shell of the dress. Well, yeah, I've made the shell. It is the back top half, and then it is the front in its entirety. Okay, where I last left off on this project was dead in the middle of all the instructions, so I am now picking up on the facing and the lining, which is step 11 of this pattern, and I believe there are 22 or 23 steps in total. So far, constructing the lining was quite simple, quite enjoyable actually. It was nice to put a show on and listen to it while I went ahead and executed this, because all I really had to do was a lot of darts. So if you are comfortable with darts, then this will be a breeze for you. If you want some practice with darts, definitely go ahead and give it a try. This pattern is rated as average, so far anyone can do it as long as you're comfortable with some darts. Since the shell of this dress is done for now, I'm going to set this off to the side, and we're going to pick up the lining. And so what the next few steps entail is basically doing the darts for the lining. So I'm going to go ahead and set you up in the corner, put you on a time lapse, and we'll touch base in just a minute. So I've gone ahead and I've pinned all of my darts for the lining, and then I missed the darts for the back of the outer portion of the skirt. So I went ahead and pinned those up too, and that way I can just go ahead and sew them up really quick, as opposed to pinning my darts, sewing it, going to the next one, pinning, sewing. That's too time consuming. So this takes me through 1, 2, 3, 4 steps right there. So once this is all sewn up, I'll be on step 15. For the denim, I'm using a 90-14 needle, I do believe, and it is a Schmetz needle because you know that's my favorite. And I failed to mention that this lining fabric was another stash buster. Much like I stash busted the denim, this is a drapable rayon that I had in my fabric stash, and I had just the right amount for the lining as well. So I'm excited to go ahead and put this to use. This was originally going to be a blouse when I first purchased it last year, but hey, I love it. And it gives it a little bit of uniqueness, a little bit of character inside my garment. For the rayon, I have used some silk pins to pin up those darts so that I don't mess those up. For the lining, I'm using a 70-10 needle. It is a 70-10 universal needle, and I believe it is the Singer needle that I'm using for that because that's just what I have in my stash. So once I sew up all of my darts, then I'm going to go ahead and attach the lining bodice to the lining skirt, sew that up, then we start working on the facing, and then attach the lining to the actual skirt. We'll work on some fit, and yeah, hopefully I can finish this up before bath time for the kids, because there's another project that I want to work on this weekend and I want to start it tonight. It's a Saturday night. So I'll touch base in just a bit. where I'm at so far. I have the lining and the dress attached, and so now I'm gonna just go ahead and serge them. Now I tried them on individually, and then I kind of tried it on like this pinned up just to get an idea of the fit. I don't think I need to do any modifications. I was a little concerned that the length was maybe a little too long for me. I did want it to be right below my knee, and that's where it hits, but I'm still like, do I want to shorten it? I don't know. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew it up as is. Everything looks like it's going to fit pretty well. I was going to go ahead and base stitch and then play around with the fit and then finalize my stitches. But after trying it on with the pinned up, getting the idea of the fit, I don't think so. I don't think I need to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and serge the lining and the dress together, and then trim my seams, then understitch and fold the fabric right side out, press, and then make my button markings. I am exhausted. Is that where I'm at? Yeah, that's what, yeah, those are the steps. I'm starting to lose a little bit of steam, so I need to go ahead and eat. It is about 9 o'clock, which means I've been at this for about 3.5 hours. Wow, that is a very long time. Why is it taking me so long to get through this? I don't know. I've been watching TV, but I haven't taken any breaks. So, okay, let me go ahead and refuel my body and then finish this up. And it looks like this entire dress will be done in just a little bit. I do think it's too late to start my next project, so we'll try to work on that next weekend. Yeah, all right, let's eat. I'll see you in a minute. So here we are. The dress is completely done except the buttons. So I've made my markings for my buttonholes and my buttons. Everything is pressed and understitched, and it looks really good. I think the fit is going to be good. You know, it's really hard to tell about fit if you don't have your buttons on. But I ended up taking it in just a bit. I think I ended up taking in 1/2 inch on the bodice. So from the waist up to the underarm, I took in 1/2 inch, and I think that made a good visible impact. From the waist down, I didn't do anything. I kept the length the same. I kept the width the same. Remember, this is a size 16, and since I have a smaller bust, I think taking it in on the bodice was pretty wise. Other than that, I'm really excited. Now, I did not line my fabric up, so the checkerboard isn't matching, and I don't think I care. I don't think I care. I'd love for it to be perfect, but yeah, I'm good. I don't care. So I'm gonna go ahead. It's 11:30. I had a late dinner. I spent a little bit of time with my husband and came back out here to serge my inside. Oh, you know what? The inside looks pretty good. I'll show you that. Inside, look at that. Can you see it? Does my camera pull it up? I don't know if you can see it. That's one side. Open this side up. Look at that. That inside looks pretty darn immaculate. Super proud. It looks really good. Honestly, I think it could look like it came out the store. So I'm really happy with it thus far. Remember, I have my gold buttons with the lion on them. See if I can show you a close-up. See if it captures that. Okay, so those are my buttons. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that. Finish this up. It's 11:30 and I'm ready to go to bed. So I'll see you guys in just a bit. And we're back. This is the final look of my version, my rendition of Butterick 7022. What do you think? I'm really happy with this make. I love the denim. I love how the denim turned out. I love these gold buttons. I don't think I opened one of my buttonholes all the way because it's puckering just a bit, but not because it doesn't fit. Very comfortable, okay? Now I've paired my shirt with this stark white blouse just to give it a little contrast, make it look a little more professional. Now I was concerned about the length of the dress. I like the length. Everything fits good. I took it in a hair on the bodice, half an inch on both sides. I do think I probably could have standed to take it in just a little more, and that's just to compensate for me having a smaller bust. But even if I didn't, once again, I'm feeling really good. So this is the final make of me bringing this pattern to life. I love it. Highly recommend it. You gotta get it. And that's a wrap. As always, I love you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.